Question is the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is 13 centimeter and the difference between the other two sides is 7 centimeter. Find the side. So you might get a question related with circle or triangle or square or rectangle. Okay, so the method is same. Okay, the question says that the hypotenuse. Now hypotenuse means there has to be a right angle triangle. Now the angle opposite, the side opposite to the 90 degree is your hypotenuse, this is base and perpendicular. Now the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is 13. Now it is 13 centimeter, okay, and the difference between the other two sides. Now the difference between the other two sides means it is given that P minus B. This is what the difference means. The difference means minus between the other two sides. The other two sides is P and B, that is perpendicular and base, is equals to 7 centimeter. Now find the side. Now what to do? What we have to use here? Yes, we have to use Pythagoras theorem. Alright, so if you use Pythagoras theorem, then it will be your h squared is equals to p squared plus b squared. Now what is h? H is, let's do it here, h is 13 squared p. Now what we can do here is, from this equation p minus b, what we can write is, we can write p is equals to, if you take b to this side, 7 plus b. Now p squared plus, now b, we can now substitute the value of, we can substitute the value of p as 7 plus b, 7 plus b whole square plus, and b is here b square. Alright, so if you look at this one again, h is 13, p, we substituted the value of p here, so that is 7 plus b whole square plus b square. So let's do the calculation. 13 square is 169. So this is your a square plus 2ab plus b square plus b square. So this is your 169 is equals to 49 plus 14b plus b square is 2b square. So this is your 2b square plus 14b plus 49. I'm writing this part here. Okay, so now if you take it to this side, it will be minus 169. So here actually it will be 0. Now we can write 0 here. So this is here 2b square plus 14b plus, sorry, minus, because 169 is greater. So if you subtract this one, this will get 120. Now let's take 2 common. If we can take the common, then the terms, we can reduce the terms, so it will be easy for us to break the middle term. Okay, 60. Alright, so b square plus 7b minus 60 is equals to 0 by 2. Now this term will get 0, so this 2 will get, go to this side. Okay, now let's break the middle term. So this will be your b square, okay, plus, we'll write all the term as it is except the middle term, that is 6, that is 7. Here is minus. Okay, now let's take the LCM of 60. So this is 12 minus 5. Alright, so b square plus 12b minus 5b minus 60 is equals to 0. So if we take b common, b plus 12 minus 5 common, b plus 12. Now b plus 12 and b minus 5 is equals to 0. Alright, now either b plus 12 is equals to 0, so b is equals to minus 12, or b minus 5 is equals to 0, b is equals to 5. Now if you look at this one, you can take the area or the length negative, so neglecting this value, so the breadth is 5. Now we'll substitute the value in this equation. Let's take this equation as 1. Now putting the value in equation number 1, so p is equals to 7 plus b, so p is equals to 7 plus 5, so b is equals to 12. Take another example. Okay, a rectangular garden, plot 16 meter by 25 or 24 meters. Sorry, it means that we have a rectangular garden, okay, whose length is 24. The bigger has to be a length, and this is your 60 meter, which is in breadth, is to be bordered by a strip of uniform width. Now it has to be bordered with a uniform width. This means that the width all over the place has to be same, and this is given with this x. Alright, all over the place. Okay, now so as to let's go to the question once again. So as to double the area. Now find Sx. Now the question says that a rectangular garden plot 16 by 24 meter is to be bordered by a strip of uniform width x meter. So this is what we have taken on the outside. So now this is very important, whether it's outside or inside. So if it is inside, then we have to draw it here. Then this is your width, which has to be x. Now, but here is given outside, so as to double the area. Now, what is given here is, according to the question, it is given. Now, this condition is important. Area of outer rectangle. Okay. Now, after making the border, okay, so we'll get a bigger rectangle. Now the area of the outer rectangle is double, means twice, into area of the original, that is inner rectangle. So this is the condition. Now to find the area of, now since both are rectangle, then the formula to find the area of a rectangle is length into breadth. So this is length into breadth, isn't it? But this is for outer and this is for inner. Okay, so the length of the outer rectangle is 24 plus x, and 24 plus 2x, and length of the breadth of the inner rectangle 16 plus 2x is equals to 2 into length of the inner rectangle is 24 and breadth of the inner rectangle is 16. Now let's calculate. So 24 into 16 will be 384 plus 16 into 2 is 32x plus 24 into 2 is 48x plus 2 into 2 is 4x squared is equals to 2 into 24 into 16 is 16 into 2 is 32 into 24 will be 760. Now let's calculate. So this is 4x squared plus 80. Okay, let's do the calculation once again. 42 into 2 is 48 plus 32, so this is 80. Yes, 80x plus 384 minus 768 is equals to 0. So 4x squared plus 80x minus this into this is 4, 8 and 3. Alright, now let's take 4 common. X squared plus 20x plus this will be 9 for the 36, 696. So x squared plus 20x minus 96. Now 4 will go here, so 0 divided by 4 is 0. Okay, now let's break the middle term. So x squared plus x minus 96 is equals to 0. Now here is minus, so I will break the middle term. So let's take the LCM. 2 4s are 8, then 2 8s are 16, 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. So 24 minus 2 2s are 4 will be here. So x squared plus 24x minus 4x minus 96 is equals to 0. Alright, so let's take x is common. So this will be x plus 24 minus 4 common, x plus 24 is equals to 0. Now this will be here. Now this will be your x plus 24 and x minus 4 is equals to 0. Now either x plus 24 is equals to 0, x equals to minus 24. Actually the question is we are finding the value of x, but since x is the width, so it can be negative, so neglecting the negative value. Okay, or x minus 4 is equals to 0. So x is equals to 4. So the value of x is 4. Alright, centimeter. Yes. Now let's take another type of question based on the speed, distance and time. Okay. Now we know that speed is equals to distance over time. So this is what we are going to use now. Okay. Now the question says a bus covers a distance of 240 km at uniform speed. Now here what is given is the distance is given, which is 240 km. Alright, so this is the distance at a uniform speed. Now let us take the speed as, okay, let's go to the question first. Due to heavy rain, its speed decreased by 10 km. So if the speed here is 10, then the speed here will get decreased. So two conditions are there. One, if it won't rain, and secondly, if it rains, then the speed can decrease. So that means it is decreased by 10 km. So if the speed here is 80, then if it is decreased by 10 km, then here it will be 70. Now here it is reduced by 10 km per hour, and as such it takes 2 hours longer. So the time taken is equals to 2 hours more. Alright, time is not 2 hours, but it takes 2 hours more, and speed is not 10, but it is reduced by 10, okay, kilometer per hour than the original. Okay, now to cover the total distance, assuming uniform speed to be x. So let us take uniform speed be x. Alright, then here the speed, what will be the speed here? Now the original, the speed is x. Now here it is reduced by 10, so that means x minus 10, and the time here will be 2 or more. So what will be the time taken here? T1 is equals to, now if you use this formula, T is equals to d by s. So the time taken is equals to distance over time, the speed, sorry, distance is 240 divided by x. Now T1 is equals to, now the time taken to cover 240 km is 240, in the first condition is 240 divided by x. Now here, if it rains, then the time taken, so let's take T2, here also the formula will remain same. Now the distance is same. Now what will be the speed? Speed will be your x minus 10. Alright. Now the condition says that the time taken by the second condition, if it rains, then it will take 2 hours more than the time taken originally if it won't rain. So this is 240 divided by x minus 10. Alright. So let's write it here. Then 2 plus T1. So T1 is here, so which is 240 by x plus 240 divided by x minus 10. Okay, I'm repeating it once again. So what is given is a bus covers a distance of 240 km at x speed, okay, and the time taken is 240 by x. Alright. Now, if it rains, to cover the same distance, now the speed is reduced by 10 from the original speed. Then the original speed is x, so you have to subtract x minus 10, and the time taken is 2 or more. So the time taken by the second condition, that means if it rains, then we will take 2 plus T1. Why T1 plus 2? Because it takes 2 hours longer than the first condition. Okay. Now here what we can do is take LCM x. So this is 2x plus 240 is equals to x minus 10. So this is 240. Alright. So if you cross multiply, 2x squared plus 240x minus 20x minus 2400 is equals to 240x. Alright. So 240x will get cancelled. So this is 2x squared minus 20x minus 2400 is equals to 0. Let's take 2 common, x squared minus 10x minus 1200 is equals to 0. 2 will get directly 0. Okay, let's continue it here. So we got the equation. Alright, now we have to find the value of x. So now this will be your x squared minus 10x minus 1200 is equals to 0. So x squared minus, we break the middle term, So 1200 means 4 3s are 12, so we can write 40 minus 30. Okay, so x square minus 40x minus into minus is plus 30x minus 1200 is equals to 0. If we take x common, x minus 40 plus 30 x minus 40. So this will be your x minus 40 and x plus 30 is equals to 0. Now if we do either or, then we'll get the two values, but we will neglect the negative value because x is the speed, so speed can be in negative sign. So either x minus 40 is equals to 0, so x is equals to 40, alright, or x plus 30 is equals to 0, x is equals to minus 30. So neglecting negative value, so x is equals to 40 kilometer. So therefore, uniform speed is equals to 40. We just have to find the value of x, but I suggest you to write this one because x is the uniform